Here's a quick rundown of the female reproductive system to orient ourselves. This is the vertebral column, and these are the abdominal wall muscles, and this would be the pubis bone. And posterior to the pubis bone is the bladder, the uterus, and then this is the ovary with the fallopian tubes. As you see, this red part would represent the infundibulum with the fimbriae that wrap around the ovary. The infundibulum then goes to the ampulla and then into the isthmus, and then it's going to connect to the uterus. Also, up here, abdominal aorta, and you see how it's sliced here to show that this would go to the other side, but it's cut. So from the abdominal aorta, it goes to the common iliac, and from the common iliac, it branches off into the external iliac that will continue down the leg, and then the internal iliac stays in this region. Iliac artery. Moving on, since that was the pubis bone, this is the pubic symphysis, and this is the bladder with the detrusor muscle. This would be the urethra for urine to exit, and this is also the uterus. This would be the fundus, the body, and then the cervix would be right here, right between this part at the end, and then this whole thing would be the vagina. Posterior to that is the anus, and the rectum, and the sigmoid colon. What am I missing? This fat part, most anterior, is called the mons pubis, and the inner part is called the labia minora, and then the outer is the labia majora, and in the anterior of this section would be the clitoris. This is a closer up look at the uterus and the fallopian tubes and the ovaries. So these are the fimbriae of the infundibulum. This would be the ampulla and then the isthmus. And the inner layer is called the endometrium. Then it goes the myometrium, the muscular part, and the perimetrium on the outside. This would be the cervix, part of the uterus, fundus, and body. I also want to point out the types of cells. So it starts off as primordial follicles, then it goes to primary follicles, secondary follicles, and then it ends up going to be a Graafian vesicle, and then it will burst, the ovary will be released, and it will leave a corpus luteum left over that releases hormones associated, but if there is not a pregnancy, an egg does not implant, it turns into corpus albicans. Also, the cells of each follicle have layers of granulosa cells. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about the ligaments associated with the uterus, ovary, and uterine tubes. This right here would be the ovarian ligament. Right here, suspensory ligament, that's going to hold it up from the side and insert into the abdominal wall. This would be the round ligament, and it actually goes through the inguinal ligament, the inguinal canal in a female, and then this whole thing here would be known as the broad ligament.